Lesson 6.5. Trial Closeout. Ending well. Every trial eventually ends. The last participant completes their last visit, or an interim analysis triggers an early stop, or enrollment targets are met and follow-up concludes. What happens next is not automatic. It requires a formal, documented closeout process that leads each site in a compliant, archivable state. In this lesson, we examine that process. The site closeout visit is the final monitoring visit at a site. Conducted by the CRA, it marks the formal end of the site's participation and ensures the site leaves the study in a documented, compliant state. 3 categories of activity define the SCVIP. Final reconciliation. Every remaining unit of investigational product is counted and reconciled against the IP accountability log. The disposition of all units, returned to the sponsor's depot, destroyed on-site, or transferred, must be documented, and destruction certificates obtained where applicable. An IP accountability discrepancy at closeout is a serious GCP finding. Regulatory binder final check. The CRA reviews the regulatory binder one last time, confirming all essential documents are present, complete, and signed. Outstanding IRB correspondence is collected. Any forms requiring the investigator's final signature are obtained. And the site is provided with a documented list of the documents they are required to archive. End of trial notifications. Closing a trial triggers notification obligations. The site must notify its IRB of the trial's end, per local institutional requirements. In the U.S., if the trial was terminated early for safety reasons, the sponsor must notify the FDA. In Europe, the end of trial is reported through CTIS within 15 days of the last participant completing their last trial-related visit. And participants should be informed of the trial's conclusion and any arrangements for continued care or follow-up. The Trial Master File is the complete collection of essential documents that permit evaluation of the trial's conduct and the quality of its data. ICHE 6 requires both the sponsor and the investigator to maintain a TMF, and crucially, the TMF must be inspection-ready at all times during the trial, not just at closeout. The TMF reference model organizes the sponsor's TMF into 10 zones, covering trial management, ethics and regulatory documents, site-level files, investigational product records, data management documentation, safety reporting, statistics, laboratory materials, third-party vendor information, and quality oversight records. Each zone has defined content lists. An inspection-ready TMF means every document in every zone is filed, complete, and cross-referenced. Archiving requirements are long and jurisdiction-specific. In the United States, the FDA requires retention for 2 years after the last marketing application approval, or 2 years after the investigation is discontinued if no application is submitted. In practice, most sponsors retain records for 15 or more years. In Europe, the clinical trial regulation requires retention for 25 years. For advanced therapy medicinal products, gene therapies, cell therapies, the requirement extends to 30 years. Most sponsors now use electronic TMF systems, eTMF platforms like Viva Vault, that enable real-time completeness tracking, automated filing workflows, and remote inspection access. The critical principle is this: regulators judge a TMF not by how it looks at closeout, but by whether it tells the complete, accurate, chronological story of the trial from the first day to the last. Let's close Section 6 with 3 knowledge check questions, then the key takeaways. Question 1. A site enrolls a participant who does not meet a key eligibility criterion. Is this a major or minor deviation? And what must happen next? The answer: major deviation. The sponsor must be notified immediately. The PI must document the deviation and assess the impact on participant safety and data integrity. The IRB must be notified per local requirements. The participant's continued participation must be evaluated by the PI. Question 2. Under risk-based monitoring, what is a key risk indicator, a KRI? The answer? A predefined metric that signals when a specific risk threshold has been breached at a site. For example, query response rate below 80%, protocol deviation rate above 5%, or an outlier in the reported adverse event frequency relative to other sites. A KRI alert triggers a targeted monitoring response. Question 3. How long must EU clinical trial documents be retained under CTR 536/2014? The answer? 25 years after trial completion. For advanced therapy medicinal products, 30 years. 4 headline takeaways from Section 6. Site selection is the highest leverage operational decision. Poor site selection causes more trial failures than almost any other single factor. Risk-based monitoring is the ICHE 6R2 endorsed standard. Monitoring effort must be proportionate to risk, not uniformly applied. Protocol deviations must be visible and managed. Regulators are more concerned by underreporting than by the deviations themselves. And the TMF is a living document. Inspection readiness means it tells the complete story of the trial at any point, not just at the end.